Hello everybody and welcome to the Call the Boss YouTube channel, where today I have made a mistake. I have bought a 1990 Mazda Miata. 150,000 miles, 5-speed manual, built in May of 1990. Starts, drives, runs, needs a little work. However, you guys are going to join me while I get this fixed up. Now this glorious 1990 machine still runs and drives. The radio is an aftermarket radio, but it works. No airbag light, no check engine light. That's just saying the park brake's on, which of course it is. So I do have the hard top for it. This is the soft top. We're gonna fix this thing up and make it look pretty. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna be replacing the headlight. Unfortunately, I've jumped ahead by accident. So you take these 4 screws out that are on the side of the headlight and pop this plastic cover off. Then you are going to loosen these 3 screws, and then you will twist the retainer, and out it will pop. There we go. Then you're just going to disconnect this connector and you will have the headlight free. So I removed the connector from the back. Next is to get this box open. Should be very easy. And inside we have a brand new eye, which I will put in, and then I will show you them working. Okay, so I put the headlight in. I'm gonna turn it on. You guys tell me if it works. Yay, it works. I can see it. That was the problem. On to the next one. Okay, so it's been a week. Sorry for the echoing in here. Okay, hold on. I noticed something when I was editing this. So I have a slight problem at the moment. It looks like the second phone I was recording with only recorded on the left channel, and the right channel was so distorted I can't use it. So all the clips of waxing and detailing the car are going to be in mono. I'm very sorry for that. I can't fix it at this point. I will keep it in my head for future reference. On to the video. It shouldn't be too bad, but probably is. But I'm just washed the car today, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to waterless wash and wax it. So let's get a time lapse of that. I'll also show some pictures of before and after. So let's get into it. So I'm grabbing some supplies here. I have a box that has most of my detailing stuff in it. What I've got is Meguiar's waterless wash and wax. I'm starting with a test patch just to see how it's going to react with the vehicle, and then I start going over larger areas here, getting the hood, the headlight covers, then drying them off or buffing them more is what it is. Now I'm going to move on to the fender and make sure that the fender is clean. Get the top bezel that's around the windshield. Always important. Now I'm moving the car back because I need to be able to get to this bumper, and I had it too close to some stuff. So now I am cleaning the bumper. Then we're going to move on to the mirror first, because if I spray onto the mirror, I'm more than likely going to spray onto the door. Now I'm buffing the door, moving on to the rear fender here. So let's go into some backstory to this vehicle. So this vehicle was traded in to the dealership I work at, and I got the offer to buy it,
and thought it would make a great project car to make videos with and to actually restore, because I always thought Miatas were neat. This is actually a 1990 with the 1.6 liter in it. It is a 5-speed manual. It has no ABS brakes, no cruise control, no defroster. It is as base as you can get for these cars. It is going to be a neat project to do. Now we're looking at the hood here. Here's the before. You can see the watermarks on the hood. And then the next picture here is after I've cleaned it. And you can see the watermarks are gone. It actually looks a little more rich in this than it actually is. The paint's quite faded. Next is by the fuel door, looking at the trunk. And if you look at the chrome on the left, it looks kind of dirty and faded. But in the next picture, you can see it's very shiny. It even shines the light off so much that you can't even see it anymore. And then we're going back to the antenna over here on the right side, and you'll see the same appearance on the chrome piece, but on the corner of the cover, you'll see a large watermark that will go away after I've waterless wash and waxed the vehicle. So now let's go back to past me.
There we go. She now has some wax on her. It's not very smooth, but, you know, best I'm going to get until I can actually get the whole car polished. Next, we're going to move on to the interior, and I'm going to take you in over there. So now the first thing I'm going to use is leather care to help this nice leather top here that goes on top of the convertible top. Pop this off. There is your convertible top that is intact and in one piece. So I'm going to get this clipped back down here. There we go. Put that back down, and we're going to take care of the leather here. Grab me a new cloth. So, quick instruction says to shake well and pour in a clean dry cloth, rub into surface with form circular motions. If necessary, buff surface lightly with a clean dry cloth. So, we're going to take this, put it onto my cloth here, set this down here, and then we're just going to rub it into the surface. Now this is hard to do, because you know it's angular. However, I got a lot of dirt off it already. I'm actually just going to continue down the top here. Okay, even more dirt. Now we're going to flip this over, squirt a little more onto here. Set this down there. What we do is we're going to clean up all the spots that are kind of hard to get to. Now this is probably pleather, from what I can tell, but I will show you guys the half and half difference here after I buff it. So, there we go. I've done half the leather cover, and I will take a picture from above and show you guys the difference. If we look here, you can see the light shining off here. You can see how it moves, and on this side, it's very dull. This is what I wanted. I wanted a very nice, shiny top for the cover. So, let's get the rest of it done.
So now I'm just continuing to put that leather care onto the top, and you notice I spilled some on it, so I'm gonna get that here in a second. There also is a sticker on it. This was in the back, so the spots you see on it are rust spots from where it was sitting next to some stuff that started to rust. It doesn't look like the owner ever used it. It looks like he had the hardtop on all the time. But here's gonna be your before and after.
And there we go. The top is done. Here's a before clip. And here's the after. It looks amazing. So now we're going to head in here and we're going to start cleaning the other compartments. Okay, you're now staring into the deep pit that is the Miata. I'm going to start on that side, and I'm going to start cleaning. You can't see my fan. That side, I'm going to start by cleaning this center console area, and then running up. If I tilt you enough, there we go. And then we're going to come up here to this upper piece. So let's start with that. Now, I don't know what I've said in the other voiceovers during the time lapses, but does it really matter? I mean, it was just a time lapse. So, what we're going to do is going to clean out here. Turn that off. This one's dead already. Clean this out really quickly, because we're going to be cleaning the inside of that. This piece out of here if I can. I'm going to take this off. We're going to take the radio face off and clean it separately. And that's about it. So this leather thing was glued on just for stability. It looks handmade. It doesn't look like it was made by a professional person. However, I prefer it over the hard top on this. We're also going to clean this. And we've got just some random screws. Oh, these are the license plate screws. That's right. I forgot about that. That is the license plate screws. So, first things first, we're going to get our cloths out. I'm going to use a green and a yellow. So the yellow is going to be for my protection from the sun. You know, it's going to be outside. And this is going to be for my cleaner. So, protectant cloth there. Now, I have big brushes. I don't remember which ones are which. Okay, so here are my two brushes. And then we've got the other two. So these are labeled Protect and Clean. This is Protect and Clean. You can tell by the faces of them. So we're going to start with the small Protect and Clean, get in the crevices, and then we're going to go to the big one. Now, I should be able to get this shift boot out of here. However, I've never been able to. I think it's screwed in from the bottom, so we're just going to have to work around that. Now, I have two things. I have my interior detailer and cleaner from Meguiar's. This is what I prefer to use. It works really well. And then we also have our natural shine protectant, which will come up later. But first, let's start with this area here. Get the outside and the inside here, which you guys can't see, cleaned up. And then we will go from there. So, what I'm going to do is take my cleaning brush, make sure this is on spray, and you're just going to spray straight into the bristles, and then you can start cleaning. So we're just going to brush it into all the crevices of the plastic. I'm going to actually move this feet forwards and up. You'll notice there's some stuff back here, but just normal. Going to get down here into the crevices. Do the same on this side, which is much easier because the seat is further away, so the driver has access to this thing. Okay, then we're going to take our clean green cloth and just wipe it all down. Now I'm going to get back in here because I kind of rushed this area. And we're going to just pick up all the dirt that we just moved. The brush does not take the dirt away. The cloth does. That is the difference with this method. Okay, so we've done all that. Our cloth is dirty, our brush is still clean. So next I'm going to get the inside of it. It's not very filthy, but it has some filth in it. You always want to do this before applying protectant, because if you apply protectant and there's stuff on the plastic, it may not come out next time. So, if anybody actually knows, this is the Chris Fix way to clean the inside of your car. I follow his instructions to a T normally, or I try my darndest to stay within the lines, if you know what I mean. And we're going to wipe the inside of this out. Make sure all the spots I brushed are dry, so they can actually dry off more, because you're just soaking up the dirt. It's really what you're trying to do. And here we go. So, this is all clean now. Now, I'm going to move this back. Get the seat back. There we go. Now we're going to move on to this ugly ashtray. Now, normally I would vacuum this out, but it's not worth it. It's too much dirt. It's not enough dirt to actually care about. So, we're going to brush in our cleaner. So this is where the ashtray would have been. However, mine did not come with the ashtray. And I'm kind of thankful for that, because my guess is in a 1990 car, that ashtray would be filthy. I'm going to clean this off. This is the leather shift boot. It is covered in dead skin from the 90s. And we're going to spray a little bit more cleaner in here. Okay, I'm very sorry. As you can see, I've started protecting the center console since you guys last saw it. I ran out of storage space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point it at the front, and we're just going to do a time lapse of cleaning the front dash area. I'm not going to do the glove box or beneath the steering wheel or the housing up here. I'm just going to do the centerpiece and the dash and then be done with it for now.
So you guys already heard how to clean with the brushes. I'm going to explain how to protect. So the protectant I use is actually a Chris Fix method where you spray it into the brush and brush it on. You're not trying to cover absolutely everything, and there you see me hitting the light switch by accident. You're just trying to get coverage into the crevices, and then when you wipe it, you'll get a coverage of everything else around it. You'll also see that there's a spot on the dash. That is where I'm guessing they had a mount or something for maybe a radar detector or something. It's a sticky pad that I don't want to fight with this dash and how fragile it is. So I'm just going to leave it. You can actually see me protecting it here, getting inside all the crevices. I hit the lights again. It just happens when you're working with these cars. And now I'm going to do a full coverage of the dash. Normally I don't do a full coverage. The reason I'm doing this is because this dash is plastic. I don't want it to crack. I want this protectant to do its job and actually help the dash out. Now, I originally said I wasn't going to do the little gauge bezel, but I decided to do it in the long run because if it's protected, then it should help keep it from cracking. I mean, it is 32 years old, so I'm just trying to get a full coverage on everything that there is now. So yeah, you're basically just getting it in all the cracks and crevices and then just wiping off the excess. You don't want to like buff deep. Now I'm actually getting the center of the steering wheel because that is a plastic cover. However, you notice I'm not getting the outside because the outside is actually leather. So, and I did make the mistake originally of putting leather protectant on the shifter and the shift knob, and that was wrong. They are not leather. They are most definitely plastic. So I put some protectant on them afterwards. But this leather care stuff that I have actually works pretty well. I've used it on my Explorer for a very long time. And now back to me.
So we are actually at the end of this video now. She looks much better. The inside is nice and protected, the dash, everything. And now, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys follow the Miata project. Bye-bye!